How you doing?
Nice to meet you, man. Great. Good. What's going on? Like, watching practice today?
They were a major factor in my recovery because, the only times I would leave, I'd leave McGee would be, either for surgery or, something like that. But the one time I did get to leave, I came to the Voorhees practice center and they stood me up and I watched practice and we called it therapy. But, it just gave me inspiration to know that if these guys were doing as well as they are doing now, and they worked hard to get to where they're at now, what's stopping me from working hard to get to where I want to be?
For him to be able to kind of, maybe get a little bit of motivation or a boost out of being part of what we're doing, it's just, it's special for us. And you see what's going on behind me here, in terms of the birthday cake and, guys that absolutely wanted to come down and be part of this with him. I think that says it all.
Shane. Shane, 24 years old. For the most part, that's young, right? But you find yourself as a veteran already on this defense corps. It's so young. Does it seem kind of weird to you in your third year already to be a veteran?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a little weird. I mean, I remember, 2.5 years ago, I was the youngest guy and the younger guy, the rookie on the team per se. But, nowadays, I'm one of the older guys on the back end for sure. So it's definitely a little weird.
All right, let's talk about your defense partner right now, Robert Haig. You guys were paired together earlier, and then you're back together now. It seems like you're very comfortable together. Your styles seem to fit. Talk about him.
Yeah, we get each other. I mean, he's definitely the the defensive side of our partnership and whatnot, and the bruiser and the hitter and whatnot. But I think we balance each other out very well. I mean, I'm the more offensive guy. He gets me the puck. He knows when I want the puck, he'll put me in the situation to give me the puck too. So I think that's the biggest thing, and he's a very unselfish guy in that in situations like that. But whenever he has a chance to score or shoot, he could do that too.
Let's talk about the power play. You are one of the best in the league at orchestrating it, you and G. This particular power play, or maybe even any power play in general, what is the key to a successful?
I think it's a group effort. I mean, we have so many different weapons on our our unit. I mean, I got G on my left, I'm at the top, and Jake's on my right. And, having Coots, a new addition in the middle, I mean, I think his game offensively has taken off this year. And, I think we have the best in the biz, and Wayne Simmer in front of the net and him tipping pucks. And I know my job's pretty easy, just to, distribute to get the puck up in breakouts to, Jake or G, and they'll do the rest. And I just got to get the puck to the net because most of the time Simmer's going to tip it in. All
right, let's talk about Gostisbehere. You're giving back, and I know a lot of times we talk to players and not enough is said about the good that's going on with a lot of players in all sports. Talk about your foundation, your reasoning for getting it started.
Yeah, I mean, it's something, my family and my girlfriend and I always wanted to do is, help out. And a lot of people say I'm pretty young to have a foundation, but, the younger I start, the more people I could help in the future as it grows and gets bigger. And it's a big thing. I mean, we want to help, endangered animals and sick children, and, it's just something we could do anything we could do to help.
All right, now let's talk about how you got involved in hockey. I was reading the Tribune story, which, by the way, was outstanding. Yours isn't necessarily the typical. Obviously, you talk about the Canadian kids, they're born into hockey. They're always thinking hockey from the day they leave the cradle, but yours is a little different. You were kind of riding as your sister was a figure skater. Talk about that whole element and how you actually became a rink rat, but sort of a different kind of rink rat.
Yeah, I mean, my sister was always figure skating. She always, that's all I knew was going to the rink, and she would figure skate, and my mom said don't get into trouble. And I just loved hockey too. I would go watch the other side and the hockey players and who was playing and whatnot. And I remember my mom would always say, hey, don't get into too much trouble at the rink. And obviously I would get into trouble, but nothing major or anything. But it just became an obsession. I mean, I had so much time on my hand that I would just be playing hockey every time.
So you'd go in the morning, you'd actually sleep, and then you'd go after school, and that's when you'd look up for the hockey.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was definitely different. I wasn't a normal kid. I knew that, and I knew my sister wasn't normal either. But I think it was cool. I wouldn't have changed anything.
Talk about your sister's influence. I mean, she was a great figure skater. Her career kind of cut short by injury, but she was your driving force early on.
Yeah, I mean, she was a big part. I mean, obviously my grandpa being from Montreal and him being a hockey player and him wanting me to be a hockey player was huge, but my sister showed me really what drive and determination was and what it meant. And you see a lot of kids these days, they'll try a sport, they'll quit and play another sport and quit. I mean, obviously at times I wanted to quit too. I mean, every kid did, but she showed me the drive and determination of, what it meant to be, an athlete and what to do on the ice and especially off the ice. I mean, she was a straight A student. She was a great kid, never got into trouble, and she worked her butt off. I mean, she was where she was for a reason, and it was, pure hard work, and that's something that's always been ingrained in me and something I've seen. If I put in the work, the rest will take care of itself.
Yeah, that's great. What a story that is. You also were a part of the World Juniors. Talk about that. World Juniors coming up here. What was that experience like? How did it help you?
Yeah, that was fun. I mean, at the time, I was still playing college, and I didn't really have a taste of anything internationally before, and to go out there and play with the best players for my age level and realize that you could play with them, it really gave me the confidence. Coming back to college and finishing my sophomore year into my junior year, it really gave me the confidence to make me realize that I could play with the best.
All right, let's do some rapid fire here. I'm just going to say something. You can give me one word or you can give me a couple words, whatever comes to your mind when I say it. 3-on-3 overtime.
Unreal. Electric.
Are you made for that?
Oh yeah, it's my time to shine.
I think that you almost wish they would just go 3-on-3 until they got a winner.
Yeah, I mean, we would definitely be exhausted, but yeah, I mean, it's eventually gonna get to that point. I mean, the shootout, it was awesome at first, but when games are on the line, points are on the line, I think it should be in the players' hands when playing.
Your craziest teammate?
Craziest teammate ever?
Right now.
Right now. Give that to Scott Lawton.
Scott Lawton.
He's a little weird.
What makes him crazy?
Just the things he does. He's a jokester. He's a prankster.
It's funny. You see that now. I don't see that side of him.
No.
I see Raffle is like that way.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
But with Scott, he's very serious with me. He's always asking me questions and stuff. So he got that in him.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, interesting. I'm just going to say her name, Felicia.
Awesome. I mean, she's helped me so much in my career and where I am today. It's just, she's amazing.
A message you might have now that you're in the NHL to young hockey players out there who maybe aren't the biggest and the strongest or the fastest?
Just don't ever have an excuse for yourself. If you put in the work, do everything you possibly can in your human nature, the tools you have, you'll go as far as you can. Just someone will find you. It'll happen. Just keep going.
Shane, this was fun. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.